I'm not going to try and convince you of that. Well, my primary thing, I'm a criminal defense lawyer. I represent people who get busted for growing cannabis, for selling cannabis, for transporting cannabis, for using cannabis to relieve their medical conditions, for using cannabis socially to get high because it's enjoyable. And I represent people that have problems with the law and get sucked into the criminal justice system. And let me tell you something, you do not want to meet me looking for a lawyer because you've been sucked into the criminal justice system. And I see over and over again the same way that people get busted. So you got to think about things so that you don't get busted. All right? Things like, as my good friend Jeff Steinborn is fond of saying, only break one law at a time. If you're going to be transporting cannabis, you don't want to be driving in a car with a cracked windshield, with your brake lights out, with expired registration, with the boombox going too loud. You know, the kind of things that make the cops look at you. Another thing I find over and over again now, how many people here text? Yeah, a lot of people text, right? You know how many cases I get now where people text things to each other, you know, the granddaddy purple was great, can I get another QB? The cops get you and they find your phone and they read your texts and they use it against you in court. And then there's the people who take the pictures on their phone. You know, there they are with the plants and the money. And the cops bust them and there it is. You know, so think about that kind of stuff. Don't text anything that you wouldn't want to see on the front page of the newspaper. Cops look for that stuff. Another thing. In your phone, everybody's got contacts, right? I think of friends now, what's their number? Oh, 3. You should have a copy of your contact list so that if you do get busted, the cops get your cell phone. You want a copy of all the people in your contact list to call them up and let them know the cops got your phone. But the first thing you do when you get out of jail is you call up your carrier, have them cancel the phone service. Because the cops will, your friends call you, they'll answer the phone. They'll go, oh, Joe's not here, but he said, I can talk to you about the weed. Well, do stuff like that. Don't call your friends up if they suspect you. But the most important thing, I'm going to leave you with one more, the most important thing of all, is stay out of trouble. You know those Miranda warnings? Anything you say can and will be used against you. That means anything you say will be used against you in court. How do you keep things from being used against you? Shut the hell up. Okay? The one thing, do not talk to them. If everybody kept their mouth shut, half the people in jail would not be there. And that's not an exaggeration. And I ask people, why did you talk to the cop? I get 2 answers usually. 1, I thought if I didn't answer questions, the cop would get suspicious. Guess what? That cop just pulled you over? The cops just knocked on your door? They're already suspicious. That boat sailed. The other one I hear is, I was worried how it would look to a jury. What happens when the jury finds out that I wouldn't talk? Doesn't that look suspicious? The answer to that is they're not allowed to tell the jury that you invoked your 5th Amendment rights. They can't tell the jury that you wouldn't answer the cop's question. If they tell that to the jury, it's a mistrial and the case is over. You've got to start again from scratch. The cops are not your friends. There is nothing you can say to the cop that will help you that you can't say later on after you've talked to a lawyer. So if I can leave you with anything, never talk to the cops. Now always be nice to them. I always say, always be nice to people that have guns, especially when they got badges and handcuffs. Yes, sir, no, sir. You don't want to flunk the attitude test. You identify yourself, but do not answer any questions. If you're a medical patient, you can show them your identification as a medical patient, but don't answer questions about how often you use it, how much you use at a time, things like that. It will come back to be used against you. So anyway, I'm going to get off the stage. There's plenty of good speakers and music coming. Thank you so much. And if you see the little buckets that contribute to Hempfest, give these people some money. They work their asses off. They put on a great event. And let's have a great one. And hopefully next year we'll be back celebrating marijuana being legalized everywhere. Thank you.